Game 2 in Dallas tonight. What changes might we see out of VGK as they look to extend the series lead to 2-0? Coming up next right here on Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hi again, everyone. Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast, and please subscribe to Locked On Golden Knights, our YouTube channel. We are brought to you today by FanDuel. Go to FanDuel.com/LockedOn and make sure that you check it out with the latest odds and numbers. Psychologically, are the Golden Knights, Chris, satisfied having stolen a game on the road in the opening series? That's the big question tonight. VGK now has the home ice advantage after Monday's win. Can they put more pressure on Dallas by coming up with a W and then heading back to Las Vegas up 2-0 at the best of 7? VGK has won every meeting this entire year, this entire season. They're 4-0. Regular season and post. Do the Golden Knights perhaps have the Stars number? Let's start there.
Well, yeah. There's a lot of different things to look at here, starting with the fact that the Golden Knights, how well they're doing at home. Their last home loss, if I'm not mistaken, was all the way back on March the 19th against the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm verifying as we go because that's how we do it here. Okay, the Anaheim Ducks at the end of the regular season, technically speaking, but it's clear that game is absolutely meaningless. So let's go to the regular season series between the two teams. A little early today. A little early. We're still waking up. Golden Knights win 2 of the games in overtime. Those are toss-ups. We're not going to put a lot of stock into those outcomes. But then the Golden Knights blew them out 5-1 or 6-1 in the final meeting that the two teams had. And granted, that was back, I think they were done playing the Stars either in January or December, if I'm not mistaken, just kind of the way the schedule worked out there. But it's definitely on the minds of the Stars right now. Flip side, you look at all the other playoff series that are now tied up. Winnipeg and Colorado. Colorado blew them out last night. Nashville, Vancouver. Weird situation with Thatcher Demko, but Nashville comes out and gets a big win. And then Toronto finds a way to get a game on the road against Boston. Edmonton has not played their second game with the Kings, and of course, Vegas has not played their second game with the Stars. So, listen, it's the playoffs. It's tough to win consecutive games. It's tough to put teams away. The question is, who's going to adjust first, whether it's forcefully with the lineup or with injuries, or just which coach is going to change things up a little bit, and then to counter that, which coach is going to be ahead and predicting the other coach making that change. In inception level stuff you're going
Yeah, it's going to be Bruce Cassidy. We know that. Okay. Yeah, of course, he'll outsmart DeBoer. DeBoer pretty much stays within his system. We've seen this act before.
100%.
Yeah, and VGK must continue to check well. They finished their checks, their 4 checks, especially in the third period the other night. Golden Knights were the more physical team against Dallas on Monday, surprisingly. And Cassidy said VGK also has to generate more chances offensively, because they had only 15 shots on net. DeBoer, in the aftermath, said he was not upset with the goaltender, Jake Ottinger, because he gave up the 4 goals. But he said when they went out back and looked at things and assessed everything in that 4-3 loss at home, 1 goal deflected, 2 are at point-blank range. Again, though, this does not happen unless you have the Ninja Hurdle and Ivan the Great, Barbashev, just camped out in front of the net. So VGK, of course, will try to plant players in front of the net again, which is really not the character that we saw out of this team during the regular season. But now they do have the Ninja Hurdle. And Dallas will try to keep the Golden Knights out of the blue paint area. I think that will be the key factor in tonight's game.
2 things. One, you mentioned the Golden Knights' lack of shots on goal. Well, Golden Knights had a lead most of the game, right? They led from 90 seconds into the game or even less, if not mistaken, and then they led the entire game after that. So that right there is going to lend itself to a different style of play where Dallas is going to be pushing. And not that Vegas is sitting back on their heels, but that's just sometimes the path that the games take. And then you mentioned that DeBoer was just happy with the outcome. He was fine with the way it played out. Some deflections in front of the goal, some bad luck right there, and some really tough stops. But we were in that game right to the end. And listen, fine. I'm glad that's DeBoer's mindset right now. The Golden Knights have DeBoer right where they want him, feeling good about the game. But when in all actuality, only reason it was a 1-goal game was because Logan Thompson gave up that cookie. And we'll obviously talk in the second segment if that's going to cost him or not. But Logan Thompson gave up a cookie to Mason Marchment with, 8 minutes left, 6 minutes left, whatever that number was. If that doesn't happen, then we're talking most likely about a 2-goal Golden Knights victory with a William Karlsson and Mark Stone empty net goal, because they probably both would have had empty netters the way they were going, the way they were pushing for it at the end there. So I hope DeBoer is very thrilled and very, very excited about the outcome of Monday's game, and feels that Dallas did everything well, and Cassidy will have something up his sleeve, and there's a really good chance that Vegas can come out of this up 2-0.
Yeah, there's a good chance. And Cassidy definitely told his team that they need to penetrate over the blue line better, be it chip and chase or whatever, but they're going to have to get into the O-zone, right? I didn't realize that Dallas last season in the playoffs lost the first game of every series, and eventually it cost them against the Golden Knights. Did you know that?
No, that's an interesting stat, and that's Pete DeBoer in a nutshell again right there, right? Getting out there, putting a good effort, but not necessarily getting over the hump. I mean, listen, I'm not dogging on DeBoer. DeBoer's a very good coach. He's a very, very good coach, and many franchises, including the Golden Knights, were lucky to have DeBoer as their coach for the 2.5 seasons. He just doesn't have that gear in him. And maybe this is the year he does have that gear in him. And if he does take the Stars all the way to a Stanley Cup victory, I'll be the first one to give him the attaboy. He doesn't care about what I say, but I don't think he's that person. Maybe DeBoer, here you go. Maybe Edmonton somehow drops this first round series against the Kings. Golden Knights sweep the Stars in 4. Stars fire DeBoer. Edmonton hires DeBoer, and maybe they find a way to get over the hump.
Mark Stone, the biggest villain in Dallas since J.R. Ewing. How will the captain respond tonight? You never watched that show, Dallas. That's before you. It's okay. It's all
okay. Good. I wanted the explanation there. Okay, thank you for that.
You have to wonder. You have to wonder if he's going to score. How the back and the spleen are going to respond, and and even Cassidy said it yesterday. You have to feel that now. We saw this last year that Dallas will be targeting Mark Stone in game 2.
Yeah, if there's one thing that game 1 was missing, it was the physicality, and not the checking side of it, but the after the whistle stuff, the meanness, the players going to the box, the players face washing, the players coming out of scrums with their helmets all fogged up and like your camera, not now, but probably later in the show. There wasn't that meanness, and I think that's something that the Dallas Stars definitely need to. The Stars need to take the fight to the Golden Knights, right? They need to get inside their minds a little bit, and possibly get Vegas to take some retaliatory penalties and things like that. And you got to think the Stars are going to. I mean, tonight's a must-win game for the Stars. Let's be clear about this.
Maybe how come it's not on the board? How come it's not on the slate?
Should be on the board. It's an Easter egg. It's just you have to be watching the show to know that. So the Stars will definitely empty the clip. Like I said, DeBoer will do something. I don't think DeBoer is going to be happy with a 45 shot type of game where the shots are just getting the crest, getting the logo scuffed up on Logan Thompson or Adin Hill. Again, talk about that in the second segment. So we'll see what DeBoer has, and we'll see what Cassidy has to counter. But survive the first 5 minutes. I think that's the first thing tonight, and then keep the game nice and slow. If Vegas can keep the game slow, not go chance for a chance, you don't want to track meet. I think tonight, VGK can get to their game, keep it nice and slow. They could be okay.
Yeah, things might tighten up in this game tonight, and the Stars will be coming out tonight in Dallas. Of course, first time in 27 games for Mark Stone to appear on the ice for the Vegas Golden Knights. He played a little over 17 minutes. What is the over-under on minutes tonight for Mark Stone?
17 minutes and 47 seconds. I mean, you got to think Stone's time.
Take the under. I had it at 17:42.
Okay, well, there we go. We're close. I mean, the reason his minutes were probably a little bit on the lower side is even though 17:40 doesn't seem like a lot of minutes. When I looked at actually, I think I got it up here still, if I'm not mistaken. When you look at the shift charts, Cassidy was rolling all four lines. There wasn't a lot of double shifting where the fourth line didn't get a shift yesterday. The fourth line shifts, of course, were significantly less as far as the amount of time of each shift, but all lines were really rolling pretty well. Now, if the Golden Knights, if this game is tied, or if the Golden Knights are chasing the game, you're not going to see all four lines rolling, but all four lines rolling is certainly going to be another key to victory. If Cassidy can roll all four lines and not sweat the matchups a whole lot, that could be really, really good coming back home, where, again, the Golden Knights, minus that, whatever you want to call that, against the Ducks, hadn't lost a game regulation since March the 19th, a game they should have won.
Coming up next, VGK's defense might need to tighten up tonight. We'll talk about the defense. We didn't have much of a discussion about them and that unit. We'll talk about that. Lineup changes possible tonight. Much, much more on the way right here on Locked On Golden Knights. It's playoff time in the NBA and NHL, and baseball is in full swing. And you know where to go. It's FanDuel. That is your place to the spot to place a bet on each and every game. What are you doing? Messing up there with our graphics. Okay, right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed. That's $150, win or lose. Bet on everything from slap shots to home runs to slam dunks, and it's all on the app that is safe, secure, and easy to use. What are you waiting for, fans? Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and make your first bet an automatic win. And VGK now the series favorite at minus 130. I saw 130. I saw 140. A lot of action coming in on VGK. FanDuel's, that's America's #1 sports book. And we're brought to you today by eBay Motors. Passion, drive, and patience. What brings home the winning trophy is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything that you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance, from superchargers to roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has you covered. With over 122 million parts to choose from for your #1 ride or die, you will always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you are burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need, the prices you want, it is easy to turn your car into the MVP and to bring home that win. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay Guaranteed Fit, only available to U.S. customers. Back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights, Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick reporting from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. We appreciate you doing so. Fridays are WTF with the Friday. That's always.
Was it supposed to be eBay and then FanDuel? That's what I wrote down. That's what my napkin says. My napkin right there. That's
okay,
my napkin.
All right. Audible time. You know me. My bad. Okay,
Rigged.
So Fridays, WTF. Saturdays, of course, is the Chris and Chris Show, the YouTube exclusive. Please subscribe there. We definitely appreciate fans from all over tuning in because the numbers are spiking. And speaking about spiking, what was in your drinks last night?
First, it was lemon drops with the girls because that's becoming a tradition when my bowling friends are around. And then nice old fashioned and
eBay and FanDuel. I effed up. I WTF'd up.
Now you see what you did. We were drinking a little bit yesterday. We had a fun night, though. I bowled pretty well. Bowling was actually made some money. I averaged 183. I averaged 183. That was good. I was happy.
Damn. Now, that was for one game average? Yeah.
3 games. 3 games, average 183 a game.
Okay. Of course, we wanted to talk about VGK, the Hague injury. Nic Hague, did you see what happened to him? He left the game on Monday in the third period, and he
I've not
missed the
seen what
final 8
happened. Do you have
minutes.
any? Have you seen anything like
I've not
what
seen
it could have been or
anything.
anything or
No,
no? Okay.
no.
Yeah, and I've
Maybe
been
it's a
watching.
spleen
No one
injury.
really has any
Spleen
details
injury?
besides that he's didn't play the last 11 minutes of the game or 9 minutes of the game.
8 minutes, and that spleen thing's going around. No, everything's okay. Okay. Not sure what the injury was. If Hague cannot go tonight, it's a new one. I like that one. They look like bowling pins, the way that they're configured there. Okay, so if Hague cannot go tonight, is it Ben Hutton or Alec Martinez who's paired with Zach Whitecloud?
I think it's Martinez. They're both lefties, number one. That was the first thing I was double checking. So Hague obviously is a lefty. That makes the righty-lefty combination easy to go with. So, I mean, there's two ways it could go, I guess. Technically three, but two ways it'll probably end up going. The most likely situation, Martinez draws in, Hague draws out. This is assuming Hague can't go. Like, we're making this assumption right now. We don't know yet. So, but if Hague is unable to go, Martinez has to be the person. 125 playoff games versus 2 playoff games. Hutton has done very well down the stretch, but this is where you put your $5.25 million defenseman on the ice over Ben Hutton, who did get a little nice extension. But you know who else did not get an extension? Jonathan Marchessault. The other possibility is you take the whole, because Martinez and Hutton have been skating together as the fourth pair, if you will, in practice. So there's a chance that entire pair draws outs. And I know it's lefty-lefty, but Hutton and Martinez could draw in together, giving Whitecloud the night off. Either way, the Golden Knights, I think, are safe. And honestly, I think I'd probably rather see Hutton and Martinez draw in. I think you take the whole line. But if it's just Martinez and Whitecloud stays in, that's not a bad thing either, I don't think.
We also tonight, I just wanted to get your impression on how the defense played overall. We saw that Theo was in chaser mode on the one goal. Again, that shot, and you called it a fluke shot there. That was the late goal by Dallas. That went around Pietrangelo.
That was worse than a fluke shot, but yeah.
Well, but was Pietrangelo in good position? Because I have to take up a little bit for. Okay, I thought
where did the shot come from, Tony?
From the corner up top, right?
From the blue line.
The blue line
against the glass. Martinez did exactly what he's supposed to do. He didn't allow
we also had a McNabb goal from that same spot.
Sure. When McNabb shot from that spot, there was 6 bodies in front.
Okay.
So no, Pietrangelo did his job on that play. Kept the shot to the outside, didn't allow a pass to the center of the ice. Like that's, you give the goalie the shot, whether it's a 2-on-1, a 3-on-1, whatever the circumstances are, the goalie takes the shot, defenseman takes the pass. And that's a shot that any goalie at any level, starting with the 10Us that I coach all the way up to the professional level, that's a shot that the goalies are happy to face all day. And I know we're dogging on Logan for it. It's unfortunate, but you know, it's I guess thankful it didn't cost the Golden Knights more, but did it cost Logan Thompson a start tonight?
It might have been a shot pass, you know?
It was a shot pass. That's why he was so confused, Tony. You got it. And I still hear that in the broadcast. Like, it's not just Vegas, it's ESPN all the time. Like, ESPN, like the second someone teed something up, it's a shot pass from the point. Like, shut up.
That is funny. Tonight,
I'm with you. It's a shot or a pass. It's not a shot pass.
Here's
the
match.
Slap pass. Okay, I'm done.
Slap pass. Okay, VGK is going to need to, at some point, guard Jamie Benn's line. You know who's on the third line of VGK? And then you've got Wyatt Johnston. You've got the rookie Logan Stankoven. They combined for 3 points, and they took 10 shots total. We mentioned yesterday that this was a line that was buzzing. And, of course, they're guarded by that 200-foot player, and then Howden and Mantha. Line 3 matchup tonight could be a key matchup.
Not how it works, Tony. Just because it's third line don't match up together. It's not how it works. Third lines are usually going to be out there chasing the other team's top lines. I mean, I'm looking at the ship
Let me have my
right
fun.
now.
All right.
I don't think
you don't even know who J.R. Ewing is, this guy.
What's that?
You don't know who J.R. Ewing is.
I don't know who
No.
J.R. Ewing
One
is,
of the
or
most
half the crap you
popular
say on this
series
show
in the
about.
history of television.
Tony, you're
Dallas.
still using your phone has hinges on it. Okay, your phone has hinges on it. You reference Welcome Back, Cotter, whatever show that was, and all this crap that I don't know. Whatever. What are we talking about right now? Oh, third line matchups. No, but in all seriousness, the lines. A lot of times, the fourth line will try and go out there against the other team's top line. You want to, for lack of a better term, you want to hurt the other players, not injure the other players. Nothing behind the play or anything like that, but you want that energy line out there punishing the other players and slowing them down as the game goes on. The third line will most likely, not all the time, but the third line is going to, if it's a properly constructed lineup, should be that more grinder / defensive type of line where they're not going to get on the score sheet as much, but they're going to keep the other team's top players off the score sheet, at least on the score sheet a lot less. And that's where the strength of the Golden Knights lineup that just got healthy when the playoffs started, that's where obviously the ability to roll four lines is going to help a lot.
So yesterday, all the players, Cassidy said, that did not get any action in game number 1 were on the ice. Potential lineup change tonight. Do we see Dorofeev draw in?
No, the
No,
forwards,
it's
in
not
my
gonna mess with it.
opinion, the forwards, unless there's an injury that we're unaware of, the forwards are locked in. The forwards had a very good game overall, top to bottom. Carrier, maybe not, but Carrier, like the horse we always talk about, this Carrier needed to get it back in game speed and stuff like that. Obviously, same could be said about Mark Stone, who still didn't look very good skating out there. I'll double down on that statement. We'll see if he looks better today. The defense will be a forced change if Hague is out. And then just the main question is going to be, will the entire pairing change? We talked about that earlier. But then, I mean, we've made it this deep. We haven't really even dove into if it's going to be Hill or Thompson tonight. I think it's going to be Adin Hill. I think it's Adin Hill tonight.
They're going to switch it up there. And that's what Cassidy did not want to do, right?
Well, yes and no. Cassidy has kind of made the comment, we'll see if one of the other guys, if we can get them both in. I think Cassidy said, I could be wrong. Someone can drag me if they want, but I thought Cassidy made a comment. I think we'll see both goalies in this series. I thought I heard that comment. I could be wrong. But there's no better time than tonight for Adin Hill, right? This is a game the Golden Knights should lose. This is a game the Golden Knights are projected to lose. They're still minus 170, or excuse me, the Dallas Stars, that is, are minus 170. I expect some Vegas money to come in throughout the day and that line to shrink a little bit. Vegas, I think, still has a much better game to go. So do the Dallas Stars, but good spot for Adin Hill. I mean, if Adin come in and steal a game tonight, that would be huge.
Yeah, that would be a very big win for VGK. Headed home up 2-0. And don't forget, tonight we've got, what's wrong?
I know I was signaling pitches, and I was telling the first baseman what to do.
I thought the pitch count for Stone.
Yeah, pitch count. There you go.
Okay.
I'm McCrimmon from the box giving signals. Yeah, there you go.
By the way, the viewing party will be tonight over there in Henderson, there off of Green Valley Parkway at the Lee's Family Forum. And that gets underway tonight. Doors at 6, and then everything starts at 6:30. Coming up next, who had more booze, Golick or Mark Stone? We'll get to that when we return here on Locked On Golden Knights. We definitely want to remind you that you can get into the game by playing daily fantasy hockey on Sleeper, the official daily fantasy app of the Locked On NHL Network. Sleeper is the number one choice for daily fantasy sports and especially daily fantasy hockey. We like it because you can win 100 times your cash in daily fantasy hockey contest. And you need to take some players each and every week to win 100 times your money. And fans can also play the fantasy NFL game, NBA, Major League Baseball, college football, all on Sleeper. Sleeper projections for things like goals, assists, saves, plus, minus, and much, much more in a given game. That's what you need to size up. You heard us, VGK fans. You can win 100 times your money by playing daily fantasy hockey with Sleeper. So start paying attention. Nail your picks, your predictions, so that you can start winning big. Just use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL, and you'll get up to $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. That is the promo code LOCKEDONNHL. See Sleeper's terms of use. When you are drafting your fantasy team, do you ever wish that you could handpick the best stars for the business team? If you are building your talent roster, you need Indeed. And make sure that Indeed is the hiring platform. You can check it out where you can attract, interview, and hire all in one place. So don't spend hours on multiple job sites looking for candidates with the right skills when you could do it all right there on Indeed. If you hate to wait, Indeed's U.S. data shows us that over 80% of Indeed's employers find quality candidates whose resume on Indeed matches their job description the moment that they sponsor a job. With Indeed matching as soon as you sponsor a post, you get a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Boom, it is hiring at warp speed. So visit Indeed.com/lockedon today, and you can start hiring. Just go to Indeed.com/lockedon. Indeed.com/lockedon. Terms and conditions apply. Cost per application pricing not available for everyone. If you need to hire, you need Indeed. Back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights, Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thank you so much for making us your first listen. We appreciate that each and every day. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel Locked On Golden Knights, and that's where you can find the Chris Jr. show each and every Saturday, the YouTube exclusive. And of course, on Fridays, we've got WTF across all of our platforms. You can understand that. Who had more booze, you or Mark Stone?
Why am I getting booed? What'd I do?
It was BOOZE with you.
That's good. Yeah, no, that's. I didn't drink a lot. I mean, I had to drive home, but it wasn't
good.
Trust me, it's not
Have
like the
fun.
shenanigans when we go up to Reno or next we will be in Baton Rouge. It'd be ugly. Tony, you're supposed to say something's rigged today.
Something's rigged.
You're supposed to say
Oh, no,
something's rigged today.
Well, it's sort of a new me, but game 2 tonight will be definitely rigged. In favor of the Dallas No Stars tonight. So Dallas wins game number 2. This game will be definitely rigged. 4-2 Dallas Stars. I'm going to go with Chandler Stevenson and Jack Eichel. And let's see who the more physical team is tonight. Nick Hague, over-under on hits. It will not be 8. He had 8 hits in the first game. No, it'll be like 4 or 3.5. I'll go under 4.
Will Eichel have more hits or shots on goal tonight?
Will he have 1 shot on goal tonight?
Fair enough. All right, Chris, you want to go, buddy? Get close.
Morning, Chris.
So I picked 5-1 Vegas, the rigged Mark Stone, and let's go Tomas Hertl.
You notice how he says Hurdle's name the right way?
That he does say it the right way. Good pronunciation, son.
I like the Stone call. I mean, obviously. I'm going to go 3-2.
He is the rigged Mark Stone. The rigged Mark Stone. I like that. Keep it up.
I'm telling you, your number must be in his phone, dude. Your number must be in his phone. You guys must have a conversation about this. Pietrangelo, I liked his game on the offensive side of the blue line. He generated a couple chances, found a post in the second period. And then, have you seen Shea Theodore lately?
Yeah, just chasing, again, an offensive player.
I'm going to take Shea Theodore tonight just because I wanted to talk about him for a second.
Because you want to stay till the end of the game.
Well, fair enough. So since Noah Hannafin's arrival, Theodore only had 5 points down the stretch. I say only, but Theodore has been right around a point per game player for a chunk of the season. And you wonder if Hannafin's arrival has forced changes in Theodore's game. He's got the same defensive partner. You wouldn't think nothing would have changed. But to be fair, Hannafin has also taken or stolen his spot on, his quarterback position, if you will, on that top power play unit. So you got to wonder if the writing's on the wall for a change with Shea Theodore in the offseason. But I've been wrestling with this one. I've been thinking about it, but I'm going to take Vegas to steal the game tonight. 3-2 Vegas. Petro and Theodore will influence the outcome of tonight's game.
Is little Chris a good bowler too?
He's coming there. We haven't really worked on the game at all, but he's fine. He's got a little two-hand thing going on there.
He does. What about his celly at the bowling alley?
Oh, he celebrates. It's
That's
not
good
about
celly.
getting strikes and spares. It's about beating his sister.
Put the bumpers in, bro. Put the bumpers in.
He does, but we'll work on changing that. The bumpers are cool. Like if you can hit them like 6 times, then try and get a strike. That's when the bumpers are fun.
All right, coming up tomorrow, of course, our recap of tonight's game 2 and much, much more. Don't forget on Saturdays, those two on the screen have their own show. Go figure. It's the Chris Jr. show, and it's the YouTube rigged exclusive. And on Fridays, he said rigged. We've got WTF, and you don't need to know what that means, Junior. Of course, we appreciate everyone tuning in. What the Friday? It's What the Friday. He knows. Of course,
he knows, but I don't want to make sure he doesn't know.
Okay, and we appreciate everyone tuning in, especially our everydayers. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow. My man, Chris Golick, I'm Tony Cardasco, and for Chris Jr., the star of the show, back tomorrow right here on Locked On Golden Knights, and please take care.
Rigged.